What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Dermy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another episode of Velma Review, and what's the point? I'll say this. They solve the mystery of why Velma was having hallucinations. She has daddy issues. This show is so boring and stupid, and through the majority of this episode, I'm not gonna lie, I was uploading the previous review because things happen. It's not really progressing the plot. I listened to everything, and I could probably get through it super fast again. There's all sorts of crazy stuff, and we do get Scooby. We get Scooby. It is so stupid. Oh, we're not going to put Scooby in this show because, we don't think a talking dog could work in an adult animated show. So what we did was so much more stupid. Let's get into it, shall we? The initial discussions just talking about secrets of parents and how we never live up to their expectations, especially because now Glenn's a male feminist and things of that nature. We get Glenn saying, with his mom and dad saying, "Oh my God, if Velma or Mindy sees what's inside this box, she could die because of her hallucinations." And we get Mindy, putting stuff together. Don't look up bored, and she hears her dad calling for her, and it turns out, no, her dad's not calling for her. Her dad's taking pictures of Sophie and the new baby because he's going to be taking parental leave so that he can spend time with the new baby so that they don't mess up like Mindy. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, there's some nice moments in this episode, because I do like a good father-daughter or father-son story, but it just isn't good. It's so bad. So yes, they're taking the time off to go hang out with each other. Episode begins. Excuse me again. Anyways, we have Glenn walking up on Mindy as she's walking to school, I believe. I don't fully know. I think she's walking to school. She's walking somewhere. And Glenn says, "Hey, come in to get a ride. I love you. You're the bestest, but you're the bestest ever. Please, oh please, spend time with me." And then Mindy says no. And Glenn's dad comes up and says, "Oh, it's you. Who is this girl? Is this what you want for the hunt?" "No." Be gone. You are bad for my son." Glenn's dad is not happy that he has a crush on Mindy. And it's all bad. Yeah. Mindy says, "Well, at least I don't have that bad of daddy issues." And then we see her dad drive by in a car, shooting mud over her as he's spending time with the baby and Jeep stuff. God, I don't want to get into this part. I really don't. Mindy sits down with Sam's mom, and we end up seeing Sam making out with Gigi, and Gigi's telling Sam, "Oh, please, so fix the pants, you got to do it. I love you. Please do this stuff for me." So that's what he plans on doing, as most of this episode is him sewing the pants together. And as we are beginning the exposition dump of who the heck Edna, I don't even remember her name, the neurosurgeon, the grandma, Sam's grandma, begins. And she was a spectacular neurosurgeon that learned how to keep brains alive well past their dead. And a general saw this and wanted to use it to as a spy operation to scoop brains out of people's heads and infiltrate things. And what did they want to infiltrate? The America's most awful thing, meddling kids. Meddling kids. So yes, they wanted to infiltrate meddling kids because they were causing problems to America. And he tried to do it before and entering in, but they had a unique trick to stopping everything, and that was mask removal. I kid you not. So they tried to hypnotize people to get into the meddling kids and to convince them that war is fine. But there was one problem, is if you heard snapping, the hypnosis ended. So the bright idea was for Sam's grandma to learn how to transplant a brain into a body so that they could infiltrate meddling kids. And Sam's grandma, we then get the name of the operation, was Scooby, Special Covert Operation Brain Initiative. We got the name of... We got Scooby. We got Scooby! My freaking God. Oh, we can't have a talking dog, but we'll have some sort of stupid name for an acronym. Special Covert Operations. So, Ed, as time went on, we find out that, yes, Sam's grandma really tried to do it, and over the years was failing, but slowly becoming more and more insane, to the point that and we get this whole over the years thing where we see people, that's pretty much it, to the point that she went insane and put herself in the Crystal Cove Insane Asylum. That's that. So now the next part is they have to be sure that, you know, you have your hallucinations under control. So that's why they have Sam there, because Sam is supposed to be able to get her out of the hallucination. They sit the box down. They open it up, and Mindy immediately has a intense hallucination. That's it. We now cut to plot B, which is, again, Constance and her birth parents. And her birth parents are saying, hey, you're late, you know, hey, come help out. And Constance is slowly getting up there to go help out the parents, and we get this one little nod of, yay, we're here. Please, nobody tell them what the heck is going on. We'll tell her afterwards. And we get this shot of something of Brenda's in his back pocket. Bum, bum, bum. It's nothing. Don't worry. We cut to the nurse's office where Mindy had such an intense hallucination that she died. Sam couldn't get her out of it, so they had to use an adrenaline shot to wake her up. They say until you get your hallucinations under control, you are not allowed to look into the box. Even though they do it again. And yeah, bad things happen. So, two of these. The plan's simple. Okay? Very, very simple. She has to get over her hallucinations completely before she can interact with the box. So Sam tries to assist and says, hey, you know, when did it begin? Well, it began when my mom disappeared and I tried to solve her mystery. And Sam says, well, you know, you that's weird because you were having hallucinations before that. Which doesn't make sense. Anyways. So Mindy then remembers that earlier that day she had another vision, another thing that she did, which was a dinner, her first breakfast with her dad, where her dad walks off instead of talking about emotions because he's so busy with work. Again, that's literally what's happening. It is so weird. That's why today's episode's named Daddy Issues, because it turns out Mindy's having these hallucinations because she has daddy issues. So their plan is that Mindy has to interact with her dad and solve the daddy issues. Mindy's getting all uppity and angry at it because she has to solve her issues, but Sam won't solve his issues because he's a beta just like his dad, because his dad's teaching you how to be a beta. So today's episode is also Sam trying not to be a beta. Yeah. I don't. This show is so bad. You have it sends the father and the mother. You have all these family secrets. So they're all coming together. There's families fixing their issues and stuff, and it's so freaking awful. I just want to scream and shout. This is so freaking bad. We cut to Mindy's dad trying to take care of Mindy's new sister and his girlfriend, whose name is escaping me right now, and I don't really care. Mindy's dad's having a hard time because he's not used to this, and his girlfriend won't let him do anything else but assist because she hasn't slept in forever, so now she needs help. Mindy comes in and says, "Hey, Dad, we need to talk. You know, we seriously need to talk. Can we spend time together?" And he rushes out the door with her because, yes, I want to have lunch and spend time with my other daughter. Again, I will admit there's a dynamic to Mindy and her dad that I do like, but it's not Scooby-Doo. This is not Scooby-Doo. This is the Velma, Mindy Kaling Animated Adventures. I've been saying that a lot now. So, piss off. We now get Constance talking to her family, and they're telling her all about the crystals and what we call them and what they're actually used for. In reality, they're all junk. And their plan is to sell them and get rich. And why is that? Well, it's because of all the awful things that are going on nowadays, ranging from broke millennials, global warming, all the activist stuff. I kid you not. Because of all that, they are going to try to bring back the crystal generation and say that medicine isn't working, so please here have these crystals, and crystals will become more popular, and we will get rich off of all these crystals. And that's the plan. And Constance says, "Oh, so you just wanted me to come down here to help you be your patsy and stuff and help you out?" And they said, "No, you know what? Yes. And at the same time, you can get to learn more about where you come from and more about your mom and dad. Like, where did you get your red hair? It's because Constance's mother smoked a lot while she was pregnant. Like a lot. She should be dead." I kid you not. That is a line. And I'm already halfway through this episode. Thank Christ. It's so boring. The actual main story does progress in this episode, yet again, but it's not till the very end. This is not how you do mysteries. You're doing all these side plots, but none of them actually connect to the main story. And when you do get to the main story, you're like moving an inch instead of a mile. We cut to Mindy and her dad eating lunch at a strip club. And Mindy's dad's like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize that we were here." And I'm having to quickly jump through because there's a lot of inappropriate messages. But I didn't realize we were here because your what's-her-name's boobs are out so much. that it's just second nature to me now. And Mindy's like, oh my God, patriarchy. And then, excuse me, Mindy's dad gives her a word of advice. Mindy reacts like, oh my God, did you seriously just give me a word of advice? And they start bonding, slowly and steadily. And then Mindy brings up the disappearance of her mom, and her dad storms off saying, no, we can't do this again. So he leaves all in a huff to do business. But because they're at a strip club, you know exactly what's going to happen. Mindy stands up to go use a stripper pole. I kid you not. But as she's on her way to the stripper pole, she runs into Glenn, because Glenn's here with his dad because he wants her. Glenn's dad wishes for Glenn to purchase basically a stripper so that he can quit being a male feminist. But Glenn keeps asking about the gender pay gap. I'm pausing because that's what happens. I don't know what else to tell you. It's so awful. Glenn's dad rushes him out of the strip club. Mindy's dad's about to come on in. So Mindy decides to hop up on the stripper pole, start dancing, and everybody pleads with her to please keep it on and stop. Just then, Mindy's dad comes in and asks, what the heck are you doing? Get off the pole. And Mindy says, no, I'm doing this like any girl with daddy issues, trying to get your attention. And random stripper girl says, yes. And if we dance good enough, our dads will love us again. So Mindy's dad comes up and says, you know what? Come down here. I'm going to spend all my time with you. I just got done talking to girlfriend because I'm going to spend time with you two because you're my daughter and I'm on parental leave and you're one of my kids and I'm your parents. So we're going to spend all day together. And that's exactly what they do. While simultaneously her dad's doing some work. She's playing with her dad, and we get montage now. Montage the episode where we get stuff with Constance and her parents, and how their family's related and stuff, and how they're all criminals. We get Sam dealing with his dad, trying not to be a beta and ignoring Gigi's phone calls and text messages because he has to sew her pants. We get some cool moments with, Mindy and her dad pulling pranks on the girlfriend and stuff, and there's some happy moments. We then see Glenn failing reconditioning software that his dad has bought to try to get him to change from not liking Mindy anymore. As you can see here. We then see Mindy and her dad fishing on the pier, and they reel in spooky ghost from Scooby-Doo, an actual Scooby-Doo ghost. They reel in, they freak out, and they throw back into the water. We then get, Constance. I'm not kidding you. It's just a montage. And also we see more making fun of previous Hanna-Barbera. Because not only they have the Flintstones and the Crystal Cove mines. We end up this family bonding montage with Mindy and her dad having drinks on the beach where she's drank too much and is now passed out. Oh, wonderful. Now, back to the actual show and the end of the montage. Now, I do like the montage a bit. Mainly because of the whole bonding, and I'm a softie for that stuff. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a good bonding story. Moving on from that line. Anyways, Mindy sits down with Norville, Sam, whatever. saying, "Please, oh my God, I'm hungover. Please, do you do all the work? I'm too hungover." And Norville is starting to talk about how he is being more rebellious. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Anyways, Norville's being more rebellious now and not doing what he needs to be doing, and he left his bowl unwashed in the sink. He's becoming more of a man and is ignoring Gigi. And as they're talking and stuff, Glenn comes up and says, "Oh, look, thank you, Mindy. Your dad really helped me." Because it turns out her dad helped him buy a stripper. And Mindy responds with, "No, he didn't. He was helping me the whole time." And that's when we get the realization that no, Mindy's dad wasn't actually wanting to spend time with her. Mindy's dad was just using that as an excuse to work. Because Mindy's dad's a workaholic. It's so awful. Mindy rushes into his office to confront her, and he tries to use an excuse of he's having an affair with a random girl. That's not really what's happening. So then Mindy rushes off to the school to see what's in the box because she's now done with her daddy issues. And when she busts into the office, we see Sam is now all Billy bad because he stole a leather jacket and is being a jerk. And his mom's like, "Oh, I don't know what's happened, you know. He's now wearing this leather jacket that he stole off a teddy bear." I kid you not, he stole it off a teddy bear. Mr. Bad Bear. Mindy asks to please show me what's in the box. I've already solved my issues. They crack open the box and no hallucinations, but they see what's actually down there. And it's the truth. That meant about where they come from. And that inside, what happened to Mindy's mom that night? Mindy's mom went to Glenn's house after learning that who originally owned it, and after learning that Glenn's parents bought it, because she was going to find Sam's grandma's secret journals and stuff, and found out that there is a secret laboratory down there. And they theorized that, Mindy's mom found the secret laboratory and was attacked by the secret ghost of the lab. I'm not joking. Mindy doesn't believe it, says that that's just superstitions. Only crazy people believe in ghosts and people from the 70s. So she's going to go there and figure out what's actually down there. That's what happened. Are you scared? Are you happy? Are you laughing? No? Well, neither was I. They are vindictive against everything Hanna-Barbera. They are vindictive against everything classic Scooby-Doo. This is no longer just a poor comedy. This is straight up anger, hatred, and rage. Oh, but the director and people came out and said, "No, we made the show out of our love." No, you hated it. We now cut to Constance as her parents are leaving because they're wanted criminals and they have issues. They must go. And then the reality is they only brought Constance back because they needed insurance. You see, they wanted to use Constance as insurance to make sure that her lesbian moms wouldn't actually come after them or hurt them. And in that moment, it turns out, the lesbian moms are there to save the day and arrest everybody, because in reality, they've been watching Constance ever since her birth parents actually interacted and came back, and they have to arrest them all. They knew everything the whole time. Then we get the discussion of, oh my God, look, it's Brenda's crop top tank top. Why do you have it? And you want to know why he has it? Because he randomly found it, and that he is upcycling because of the global warming stuff. And it's a rag for him. Bats came down, and this was a running thing, is the bats. Bats came down. Constance's mom gets away. Ultimately is what happened. We then cut to Mindy's dad trying to find Mindy because, remember, she ran off, wasn't able to talk to Mindy. So now, Mindy ran off, wasn't able to talk to the dad. So now he's out trying to look for her because he does care. It's his daughter. Come on. But Mindy's over at Glenn's house because they're going to go look for the secret place. And Glenn says, no, you can't come in because your dad won't let me let you in. Then stripper girl comes up and says, rebelling against father is good. He will love you more. And then she robs the place. We cut over to Sam pulling up at the house, and funny. He's a bad boy now. And it turns out that Gigi was stung by a bee because she was trying to fish her torn pants out of the trash and almost died. So to make up for it, Sam's dad is making her a lemon cake. Sam feels bad, so he's going to join him in making her a lemon cake because beta. Cut to Glenn and Mindy down in the basement. They find the entrance, and we get the dumb moment of where Glenn pushes in a brick and the wall falls on top of them. Cut back to... I'm not joking. This is just happening. This is the And Then show. This is Mindy Kaling's animated adventures that is so vindictive that they hate anything that came before it because they're actually using Scooby-Doo tropes now, and they're making fun of it. They're butchering it. They don't like where this came from. That's why I'm so angry right now. Cut to Constance just destroying crystals and getting talked to about by her lesbian moms who are saying, no, you know what? In reality, we loved you. We watched you the whole time, but we care about you. And in reality, we didn't steal you. We found you. We didn't steal you. We took you in. Because what actually happened is Constance's parents were stealing, trying to escape, and they didn't have enough room in the boat. So what did they do? They left Constance behind, and that's when her moms picked her up. They love her and all the good stuff. I kid you not. Well, that storyline's wrapped up. Oh, that's nice and good, Bo. Fantastic. Most of the storylines are getting wrapped up. I mean, last episode we got wrapped up with the only Norville storyline, even though now it's beta and that'll probably get wrapped up in a single episode. So the storylines are getting wrapped up. Oh, fantastic. Mindy then starts thinking, is trapped under a ton of bricks. She sees a shadowy figure coming after her. She thinks it's her mom, and no, in reality, it's her dad. And her dad starts saving her, picking her up, and they're complaining. And Mindy asks, why the heck are you here? And her dad says, I used to find my phone app. I'm a good parent after all. No, in reality, that was the girlfriend that put it on because she wanted to make sure that you never walked in on us in bed talking smack about you. And yes, they're trying to connect. Mindy says, no, I don't want to talk to you. You know, I want to leave. And her dad responds with, you can't leave. Your legs are still trapped, so you're going to have to listen. So we do get a good touching moment here that I do kind of like, is her dad saying, listen, the reason why I work so much and the reason why I have all this issues and I'm very shut off is because you had your mom. Your mom dealt with all the emotional stuff. I just worked. The moment she left, I didn't know what to do, so I buried myself in work. And I'm sorry. I love you, dear. Please believe me that he loves her. And ultimately, they kiss and make up. And I do kind of like that part. I'll admit it. I like that little bit, but that's because I'm a sucker for touchy-feely parents with their kids. I'm a sucker for that. So, other than that, this show's still awful. Just because I'm a sucker for touchy-feely stuff doesn't mean anything else. See that they found the entrance to the hidden laboratory. Stand up and, oh, look. She was sitting on Glenn's face the whole time. And now he's happy. They go down the stairs, find the hidden laboratory, and they see footprints. They find a card that says, and Velma, Mindy, says, Jinkies. Oh, well, why did you say Jinkies? Are you trying to make that a thing? No, actually the paper says Jinkies. This is the origin of Jinkies. Go fudge yourself. You don't deserve any of this. Well, now because she's convinced that her mom's here and that she's been kidnapped, the hallucinations begin. And as they slowly start coming over to basically attack Velma or Mindy pleads with her dad that please, Dad, you have to believe me that Mom was kidnapped or else I'm going to die. So then her dad says, oh, I believe you. Hallucination goes away for a little bit. And then it just comes back because no, he's just lying. Mindy's dad slowly starts to walk forward, steps on the piece of paper and says, oh my God, I believe you. Your mom was really kidnapped. In that moment, the hallucination finally ends, disappears, and blows up. And Mindy's like, oh my God, you actually believe me. Why do you believe me? And it's because on that piece of paper was actually Jinkies wrote in her mom's handwriting. So her mom was just here and obviously was kidnapped. Mindy says Jinkies again, and then her dad calls her out for trying to make that a thing. So that's your origin story for the word Jinkies. Fuck off. I want to yell, but people are still. We then get the end credit moment where they're inspecting the whole basement, and Glenn's like, well, then who's been down there this whole time? Where's your mom? And oh, look, they're all defiant and all important. Oh, cut to the Crystal Cove mine where we see Constance's mom running away, finds a random necklace on the ground, and then from behind gets attacked by the ghost. If I can't get that stupid shot. By the ghost of the lab. Bum, bum, bum. The actual serial killer. And that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the 2 episodes for today. That's the end of this week. And my God, first episode was bad. This episode was so vindictive because it just had to make fun of every little freaking thing that a Scooby do from the Scooby itself. The show's awful. The show's pathetic. And yes, they have daddy issues. Oh my God. Let me get your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with your friends. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.